Warner Brothers. Now we got Warner Brothers that so we have Warner Brothers, we have a lawsuit. So this is Jesus Christ. Of course, this is coming from the Wrap. Hard to take things serious when it comes from the Wrap. But this was a new article that popped off right here, and of course it got passed around. Warner Brothers Discovery cooked HBO Max subscriber numbers, misled shareholders in merger, lawsuit claims. An Illinois Police Pension Board brought the suit, suggesting hundreds of thousands of Discovery shareholders were duped. Warner Brothers cooked its HBO Max subscriber numbers by as many as 10 million and misled shareholders in other ways that violate the Securities Act to complete the merger with Discovery, according to a new class action lawsuit that claims it could potentially represent hundreds of thousands of plaintiffs. The lawsuit was filed last Friday in New York on behalf of the Collinsville Police Pension Board, an Illinois-based shareholder of Warner Brothers Discovery stock, which it accepted in trade for its pre-merger Class C common Discovery shares. At the time of the merger, Discovery shares were valued at $24.78. As of Tuesday, WBD shares were trading just above 11. Yeah, the stock has gone down, which is like shit. The lawsuit names Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav and CFO Gunnar Wittenfels as defendants. WBD did not immediately respond to the request for comment. The lawsuit says, among several other adverse information being kept hidden, the merging companies overstated the subscriber base for HBO Max. Warner Media was improvidently concentrating its investments in streaming and ignoring its other business lines, and overstated the numbers of subscribers to HBO Max by as many as 10 million subscribers, by including as subscribers AT&T customers who had received bundled access to HBO Max but not signed onto the service. We've talked about this. More than 700 million shares of WBD were issued to Discovery common and preferred shareholders pursuant to the merger and lawsuit states, meaning hundreds of thousands, and blah, 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 blah. Keep on going. So, Jesus Christ. So, pretty much what's happening here, I didn't realize I had that up. Pretty much what's happening here, and just speaking with people, this is still the old regime. This is still the old regime. We've even talked about it. Even Warner Brothers Discovery, made it vocal that yes, that the old regime were kind of flubbing the numbers. We talked about this. Really talked about this, and now the new regime is getting sued for those old little fluffed up numbers. That's what it looks like. What's happening right here? Again, I don't know the full logistics. Again, I'm just a fucking YouTuber that just talks about this stuff. That's just what I do. But at the same time, just talking to people, it is very much the old regime. It's weird. It's very strange how they're getting the grief for the old regime when they're talking about Kylar. When it talks about, of course, with a plan. When it talks to Miss Sarnoff, Emmerich, all that stuff, all of them. Now, if they flub their numbers to Warner Brothers Discovery, if they all did that, if they actually said yes, these are the accurate numbers to what's happening on HBO Max, and we kind of fluffed them up a little bit when it came to AT&T subscribers, when it came to HBO subscribers, guess what? They might be liable. There might be a counter lawsuit that goes against them for fraud. I'm wondering if that's going to happen, which I hope it does. I hope those guys get it. Even though I was on the side of Kylar, if he flubbed the numbers, that's not good, dude. It's not good. And if Emmerich and Sarnoff also flub those numbers, guess what? Maybe there's going to be something that we hear where they get this, where there could be some kind of fraud involved. I don't know. Again, I don't know the logistics of it, but this just sounds... I don't know if Zaslav was just took in some of this stuff, and when it came to the shareholders thing that he had, or the ad, whatever, that convention that happened, and maybe he just was given numbers that he didn't know. I don't know. I know a lot of people are throwing all this hate at Zaslav, But again, it's that old regime. It's that old regime that really effed all this up. And, it just seems like we can't go a couple of weeks without hearing something like this, which is always crazy. And then, of course, we hear stuff about Comcast coming in. And then, if stuff like this keeps on happening, what's going to happen when it comes to all this? Are they going to start just, hey, you take that IP, you take that portion, you take that? That could end up being what ends up happening if they just can't clear this mess that this old regime obviously messed up. And then, of course, but again, it's the rap. So again, this is probably coming from some of those people. I don't know. That's why I'm like looking over at Deadline going, because they're the ones that, that Warner Brothers Discovery will speak to for some good news. That's why I was looking over at them going, hey, last time a bad article came out against you guys, you announced Keanu Reeves Constantine 2. You want to announce like Henry Cavill Superman or something? I don't know. I also love it too because I'll look on my timeline and I'll see people, in the fandom, and you gotta love fans because, they tweet and they tag like Warner Brothers Discovery, like, hey, you guys wouldn't be in trouble if you announced the movies I want. Yeah. Just, release the Ayer cut. That would help. I'm like, I just kind of go like, I like where your head's at. I want to see, I want to see a Batfleck movie. I want to see Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, if that's even possible. I want to see the Ayer cut. But again, they have like a shit ton of debt that they accumulated from the old regime, okay? We got to like start thinking like that a little bit. It's like, yeah, it's going to be a little bit difficult to like do all that stuff. They can't just start going, you get a movie, you get a movie, you get a movie, you get a movie, you get a movie. No, it's not going to be like that. Again, I talked about it yesterday. It's probably going to be like, hey, okay, let's all about quality, not quantity, because you can't take on the Marvel factory over there that's just pumping out shit left and right. You can't compete with that. So put some quality into your movies, which is very much possible. Again, Joker being like that. It's like, oh yeah, 70 million dollars, R-rated Joker movie made $1 billion. Look at that, because it was fucking quality. Hopefully the second one is. But, that's the thing. It's like, I just always love it when I see those kind of tweets. I'm like, yeah, guys, you can't look at it from a fan's point of view. I get it. I get you want to see like a big time continuation of all like these movies that we were promised when it came to Snyderverse stuff, but it's just they don't have the money for that. They don't have the money. So, but yeah. So when it comes to this, who knows what's going to happen? I really hope that this lawsuit gets turned on to some of the old players in there, your Emmerich, your Sarnoff. Hopefully they get some of that because they're the ones that fucked it up. They're the ones that messed it up, man. So.